Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. It is Monday the 8th of January. As the dust settles on our FA Cup exit over the weekend, and new signing Cenk Tosun arriving from Besiktas, the build-up has begun for Tottenham at the weekend. Sam Allardyce has been speaking and said he's welcomed the signing of Cenk Tosun and said he's the best we could have got in Europe for the price. I personally watched about half an hour of his videos on YouTube last night of his goals. Looks like a good player, good in the air, two-footed, decent strength, good turn of pace. So let's see if he can come and hit the ground running. It's what we need him to do. We need to take the weight off Dominic Calvert-Lewin and obviously Oumar Niasse as our front men. But it's going to be interesting to see how he fits in and can he settle in straight away. He's got the physique and the strength to hit the ground running. Let's hope he does so. Sam Allardyce also speaking about other purchases this window. He said that we need to get a few more out the door. I think we all know that given the size of the squad. We saw Kevin Morales and Ross Barkley leave over the weekend. Kevin Morales joining Olympiacos on loan. Everton will be hoping he does well enough to put himself in the shop window to make a sale in the summer. Ross Barkley, of course, has joined Chelsea for £15 million plus add-ons. Joey Barton has had his say on that, saying Everton did well to get that money for Ross Barkley, given he only had 4 or 5 months left on a contract. But said, but Chelsea, 15 million for Ross Barkley, if he can get back to where he's playing, the level which he's capable of, is a snip. But that's if he can get in the Chelsea side. So we'll have to wait and see how Ross does there. Of those players that Sam Allardyce was talking about who may come in, Theo Walcott's name has popped up over the weekend again. I think it'd be an excellent signing for Everton. I think, is he better than what we have in wide areas? His pace is, he's quicker than what we have. I think this is a player that got 20 goals for Arsenal last season in all competitions. We haven't got wingers that score goals. We've got Balassi just coming back to fitness. I think he scored 1 goal for us in his Everton career so far. Ademola Lookman, who scored 1 goal for us but played very well the other night against Liverpool. Aaron Lennon, who hasn't scored a goal for 2 years. And Nikola Vlasic, who's in and out. So I think Theo Walcott, he needs games. He's not played much for Arsenal this season. I think he will be, certainly help us in that final third. And a front three of, say, a Balassi, Tosun and Walcott. I mean, that to me is a fast front three that could create and score goals. So let's see. I mean, we're linked with a lot of players, but Theo Walcott to me would be an improvement on what we have should we get him. We've also been linked today with Andre Silva, who plays for AC Milan. He hasn't hit the ground running at all at Milan. I think he went for 30 million or something, so I don't know why they'd want to sell him so soon, but Everton linked with him. He can play wide or through the middle. But again, we're going to be linked with lots of players. We've been in with Jamie Vardy as well over the weekend. He would be a fantastic addition, but I just don't see Everton paying 25-30 million for Jamie Vardy, who's 30 now. But he will be certainly a great addition. He's a hard worker, scores goals, but would Leicester let him go? I'm not so sure. We've also been linked with Joe Bryan again over the weekend. Obviously we're in the market for a left back. Bristol City, Joe Bryan wasn't in the squad over the weekend for their FA Cup tie. He could have played if he's coming to us, because it doesn't matter. Obviously they've got Manchester City in the Carabao Cup semi-final as well. But he looked a good prospect, didn't he, the other week, against Manchester United. Everton have been watching him for a while. Nice left foot. We need to get a left back in as soon as possible. Obviously no sign that Leighton Baines is going to be back anytime soon. Cuca Martina doing a decent defensive job, but we're missing out on an attacking fullback. Someone in the mould of Luke Shaw or Ryan Bertrand would be obviously excellent additions to our side. Ben Chilwell, I watched him on Saturday. But Joe Bryan is in that bracket, so who knows? Let's hope that we can bring that left back in as soon as possible and improve our attacking options down both flanks. One player who was excellent in the FA Cup over the weekend, who belongs to us, was Kieran Dowell. who scored Nottingham Forest's 4th goal in their 4-2 win against Arsenal at the City ground yesterday. Much debate as to whether Dal should be brought back. Some people saying he shouldn't have been allowed out in the first place. I disagree with both of those points of view. He should have been allowed out and he shouldn't be brought back. Leave him there for the season. He's developing fantastically well. He's got lots of ability, but what he's learning in Nottingham Forest is what it's like to have to do it week in, week out in front of 20-odd thousand people, home and away, going away to tough grounds, getting results, having to dig in, having to battle. He's experienced the manager being replaced this season, you know, and the demands on him every week will only make him a better player, you know. And he set the first goal up yesterday with a tremendous free kick and then scored the penalty, albeit a nice little slip as he clipped it in. But just leave him where he is. He's developing well enough, and I think if we get him back in the summer, get him in pre-season and let the coaching staff look at him, and he'll come back a man with that unbelievable experience of playing in at the Championship, playing and doing really well at the top, you know, the top end of the Championship, hopefully for him over the next few months, and we'll reap all the benefits of that loan. So leave Kieran where he is. And finally, Henry Onyekuru has been back at Finch Farm over the weekend. The medical staff have been treating him and assessing him. He's gone to get his knee looked at by a specialist today, now that the swelling's gone down, and a decision will be made over whether he needs surgery or not. We want the speediest resolution, don't we? If that's surgery, get it done. If it's just rest and physio, fine. But we want Henry Onyekuru as fit as soon as possible, so hopefully he can make the plane for Russia, for Nigeria, and then that obviously gives us a better chance of sorting a work permit out for him in the summer and getting him into our squad in the summer. So fingers crossed, when the specialist looks at it, Henry's knee isn't too bad, because we want him back in action as soon as possible. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. Click the bell notification button to be notified of all our new videos. And if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. See you soon on Toffee TV.